so I don't ever blame my employees for anything outside of the organization. It's me. If
Let's move on to the next. I'm jumping the the one that is so that it come a little bit below. But now let's move to leadership and organization management. How do you manage this?
I think that's the part where I struggle the most. My personality is, I would say, very weird. I I always try to think I'm normal, but I don't think I am. In that I am big on mentorship. I am big on leaving you better than I found you. And at times it's misinterpreted for like being too cruel, being too harsh, being too all these things. But I believe that if I ever worked with you, or if you are ever under me in any position in terms of a leadership role, I need to leave you better than I found you. And part of what I do is tough love. So I would never work with a lazy person. Like I cannot tolerate that behavior, just because I know that there's nowhere in this world that you will ever live like that. And so I don't want to ever work with someone and then leave my hands and go somewhere else and people ask like, who are metoka wapi? Like that is translated as, where is this one from? And I think we live in a culture where people are not very don't accept that freely. We think we do, but we don't. We judge people who are hard on us, and we would rather be in spaces where people just allow us to just do whatever we want, and that's not who I am. And so I struggled in that way because we have a generation where like there's all these things about like making sure the work environment is not toxic, making sure everyone is feeling nice, making sure people have mental health issues, and making sure like you carry people like eggs.
And I also feel like all these, whatever you are saying, are now wrapped into mental health, sort of.
Yeah.
So people want to feel lazy, then they tell you my mental
health is suffering. Yeah. So like I cannot. Someone, you are working with someone, they want to consistently come late. They don't respond to whatever they need to respond to. They don't meet their deliverables. They don't stick by the work plan. They're just there. And then part of us and our culture is that you need to tolerate that. And I cannot tolerate it. So because of that, like my jump into leadership had a lot of challenges, just because from early on, I decided that if you were to work with me, then you must be able to leave my room better than you walked into it. And for me, that has been my mantra. It doesn't matter how bad you feel, you will have to align to what needs to be done in a work environment. A work environment is not a place that you come to feel good. A work environment is not a place where you come to have your ego satisfied and have your needs met. It's a place you come to work. And as much as part of what I have really, really done is to ensure that the work environment is very, very positive, especially for women and girls. I also do not want to blur that line where you have to leave here better than you came. And so even for the ones that feel that have been hard on them and feel that they've not had it very smooth with me, they can attest to the fact that they are better than they came. And that for me has been what my leadership mantra has been. And I have to leave you better than you came into my hands. And there's a lot of pushback around that.
And so someone will ask, like, what does it take to manage an organization?
It takes everything. It takes everything. Your resources are strained, your time, your energy, your finances, everything about you gets drained in the process, and you have to really fall in love with whatever you're doing so that you stay. Because if you don't love what you're doing, at one point it just becomes too much for you to handle. And so for me, building the structures, making sure everyone was in line, making sure the organogram is set, making sure the proposals are written, the systems are working, that has taken everything from me. And I think for the last 3 years, I've not even had like such a social life. Like my life has been really work. And given that I also have a young family, like it's taken a lot to be able to get to the place where we are. And finally, I can say that systems are beginning to work, and that's always a good thing for a leader. Like if I don't have to show up so that things happen, then I have achieved. And I can actually say that I've gotten to that point.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking it has also gotten to that point quite a bit fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
3 years. 3 years is a long time.
3 years is a short time because, like, literally, if we're looking, if you're going to compare some of the organizations that were maybe started way back before yours, then 3 years is a very short. And trust me, a lot of them still don't have system in place.
Yeah.
A lot of them maybe we'll say micromanaging or something, but I don't want to use that word because people run the organization how they wish to. So that will not be the right word. And then now onto our next question. All this that you've said come with a lot of challenges. So will you mind taking us through the challenges you've had and how probably you've managed to maneuver through them?
Okay, so I think what the biggest challenge that I've had is handling human beings. I still don't think I am 100% at it. The way that I work is I am just really focused on the work. And I hate to be able to dwell on side shows. And every time there's a lot of side shows, I don't know how to act around human beings. I don't know whether I'm making sense. Like, so handling human beings has been my biggest challenge. And I have had to take courses. I have had to learn. I have had to adjust. I have had to be able to align, to just be able to understand people better. And I think I've gotten to the sweet spot where I might not see eye to eye with you, but we will have a working relationship. And I think for me, that has been one of the biggest challenges, but has also been one of my biggest lessons in life is we need to separate. We can separate issues. I might not like you as an individual and your personality, but I can acknowledge that you're doing a good job, and I can still I can still like sort of have this balance of ensuring that we still work together and we have a healthy working relationship despite every other feeling that is there. And I think that is important because you have to recognize that even though personality might clash, if someone is good at what they are doing, they are good at it. And so that took time because I couldn't understand how the thought process of some people, like you're always gossiping, you're always in these cocoons, you're always negative, like there's always something about you, but like you're good at what you're doing. And so it's not about my feelings. It's not about the fact that you spoke ill of me. It's not about the fact that you did this to me. It's about the fact that you are delivering when it comes to work. And that's the biggest thing for me. So I think that challenge came with a lesson. The other challenge for me has been making sure that everything, the lights are on. I always say, like, at the end of the day, I have to make sure lights are on. So it doesn't matter whether there's money or not. It doesn't matter whether we did meet our deliverables or not. Like, I have to ensure salaries are paid. I have to ensure bills are paid. And at the end of the day, I'm always the last person in that room to be able to ensure that we figure it out, however hard it is. And I think that for me has been very, very challenging. The third thing about that has been challenging is the fact that as a leader, you cannot apportion blame. When it comes to something is not working, it's you. It is, the buck stops with you. And so I might be having the worst issue with someone at an individual level within the workspace. They have not met their deliverables. They have not done what they are supposed to do. But at the end of the day, I have to present a united front when I leave that space, because this person is under me, is working under me. And so all their success is my success. All their weakness is my weakness. Everything that they do wrong is everything that I've done wrong. And so I don't ever blame my employees for anything outside of the organization. It's me. If they didn't do something right, it's all of us. Like we are going down together. And so those are some of the things that I've been struggling with. I think there's a lot, but we have grown through them. And I don't want to go back to those, but then these are things that I still have to learn every day, and to be able to ensure that we get to a level where we are a fully functional system that doesn't have that doesn't have like very many gaps. So for me, I think the biggest challenge is ensuring that I seal all the gaps, so that at the end of the day, that might be a challenge, but we sort it out, we move to the next one, so that at the end of the day, it's not only that so and so are accountable, it's everyone is accountable. It's not that these particular people feel that they are accepted and they are liked, and these other people don't feel it. Like, I just always like to fill those gaps as you go along the way. So yeah, I think those are my three biggest challenges.